Okay, if you recall from our last Homebrew Wednesday video, I was doing malt vinegar, and here it is. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to actually take this and we're going to do a taste test on it first. That's one thing that you want to do with your vinegar is as it's going, kind of do a taste test on it, and when it reaches the acidity level that you actually want, we're going to pasteurize it and stuff. So we're going to check this real quick and see what it actually tastes like. So we'll be back. Okay, so how I've actually been testing this is I've just got a straw. So I'll just stick that straw down on the top of that. And then put a little sample in my bowl here. So let's test it. Nothing. That's actually about where I want to stop that, because I really don't want it super wangy. It's got to burn at the back of the throat, so I know it's done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pasteurize this, and the reason that I want to pasteurize this is if I don't, the acetobacter that is in this, it actually turns this to vinegar, will basically continue to keep making vinegar, basically. You probably won't get a mother unless you actually keep feeding this thing, but it's like that. It probably will continue to get wangy, and where it's at right now is fine with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and filter this, and then I'll show you the mother when it actually comes out of this bottle. So we'll be right back. Okay, what I've got here is just a plastic funnel and a coffee filter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly pour this down through here. And I have 2 jars here, because I knew that would be too much for one. This is like Homebrew. There's a sediment on the bottom of this. That's why I'm filtering this. Okay. And if I wanted to, I could actually keep that mother in the bottom of this bottle and then just add more beer or wine to this, but I actually want this bottle to put the vinegar back into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in probably a quart jar, or these 2 jars here, and then I'm going to pasteurize it, and then I'm going to siphon it back into this bottle that I have a cap for. On the side of the bottle. See if I can show you. Well, see that slimy little thing on the bottom there? Kind of hard to see, but that is actually the mother for this, and that's what we've wanted. That's what wants to get started. So we'll drain off as much of this as we can, and I actually have a red wine that I'm going to use next, because it's one that we don't particularly care for, so it's a good way to use stuff that you don't really care for. So like I said, good for marinating meat or what have you. Using for sauces, the red wine would especially be good for like a rich sauce for something like beef, like a beef roast or like gravy, a little red wine vinegar in there. Okay, so I'm just going to put the lids on these. I'm not going to put them on tight, because I'm not canning this. I just want to keep stuff out on top. And if you screw it on tight, you're going to build up some pressure, and I don't want to do that. So let's get some water in our pan. Here we go. There's our pan with our water. So I'm basically, put those on a little tighter than that, but put that in the water. And now I'll have to get a thermometer, but I want to heat this up to 150 degrees and hold it for 30 minutes to kill off the acetobacter. So let me put a little more water in this. And like I said, I will get this. You might be able to see it now, unless there's the mother. So like I said, I'm going to heat this to 150 for 30 minutes. I will rescue the mother out of this bottle, and then I will siphon this after it has cooled back into this bottle. And all this is a, let me see, Manischewitz elderberry wine bottle. But it's actually kind of a pretty bottle, so I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and reuse it. And I've still got the cap and everything for it, so after I pasteurize this, it won't ferment anymore, and it'll be ready to use. Okay, we have right at about 150 degrees, so I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit and try to maintain that temperature. So we'll be back whenever we go to bottle this. Okay, so that's been 150 for 30 minutes, so now we are going to turn off the burner, and then I'm just going to let this cool down in this pan. Just let the whole thing cool off. So okay, I had a pretty decorative bottle. I've got like 3 of them that I'm going to use for this vinegar. So let's put this in here. So anyway, it's still a little bit warm, so better not stick that in there. I'll probably suck it right down inside that bottle. I'll never get it out. There you go. There's our vinegar. Put it over here where it's supposed to be so you can see what it's going to look like. And there you can see the decorative bottle. And I'll go ahead, after that cools off, I'll go ahead and label that. So anyway, there's our vinegar, and then we are going to make some vinegar out of the red wine I've got. So let's do that next. So what we're going to do is we've got this mother here. We're going to dump that in there. We're going to add our red wine. Now I'm going to add just a bit more vinegar. There's our vinegar again. So I'm going to add just a little bit more of this to that. I think that's plenty. And if you want to and stuff, I could actually have kept that, a little bit of that vinegar, and not pasteurized it, and then just keep feeding it. And it would just keep making vinegar. So once again, I'm going to put this on here and with a paper towel, and that way we can get some oxygen. I'm just ripping this off so I can see. This does need oxygen. Like I said in the other video, this does need oxygen to work. So there we go. And we have our smoked malt vinegar, our red wine vinegar, and this is actually white vinegar and orange peels that's soaked, and then I strain the orange peels out. That's for a cleaner for my grill. That way and stuff, it's not toxic. You happen to leave any residue on there, it's not going to hurt you in the least. So I think that pretty much concludes our video on the vinegar. So like I said, we'll probably come back sometime and check this out. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Even if I strain it off and stuff, there's that Acetobacter is still Acetobacter. Okay, let's try this again.